All right, everyone. So we do have a new event going on in Raid Shadow Legends right now. It is a summon boost event. You can actually take a look at it by going to the news page right here at the top. It'll say boosted summon rates, 10 times the chance to grab Gorgorab. Now, I think this is something new. We've had plenty of different summoning events before. Obviously, we have the Summon Rush event. We have summoning tournaments now. We have double the chances on Sacreds, Voids, and Ancient Shards. So we've had a lot of different kinds of summoning events, but I don't think we've had this specific one where we have a boost to a particular champion. Now, right off the bat, this sounds really good. 10 times the chance to grab Gorgorab. He is definitely a very good epic champion, going to be one of the best speed-based champions for Arena. Not the best, but definitely a very solid epic champion. And even though the game is saying 10 times the chance, this sounds so good, I'm going to go through the numbers and the details why this summon event is actually not quite going to be as good as you think it is. And it really is the stuff that you actually leave behind and the things that you are giving up, spending your shards summoning right now for this 10 times chance. It's the stuff that you give up by not saving onto your shards for other events that really is the killer for why you are not going to want to summon with this summoning event going on. So I'm going to get into the math, the numbers, the details, everything behind it so you guys can see and make a decision for yourself. Let's just take a look at the news post quickly. Boosted summoning rates. From Wednesday, October 16th to Thursday, October 17th, we're giving you 10 times the chance of summoning Gorgorab from both Ancient and Sacred Shards. Here's how it works. The chances of summoning epic champions from both Sacred and Ancient Shards are the same as normal. Very important. You guys will see when I get into the math and numbers why this is going to be a big killer for the events. If you do happen to summon an epic champion, you will have 10 times the chance of getting Gorgorab compared to any other champion. Struggling in the arena, don't miss out. This is your chance to close the gap and get your hands on an amazing arena champion. Good luck and happy summoning. One thing to note as well is if you do somehow get really lucky and you do pull Gorgorab, don't let this little banner here clickbait you into thinking that you'll automatically crush the arena. Having one champion versus not having one champion, it takes a lot more than that. You're going to need really good gear. You're going to need other good champions. You're going to need a good team synergy overall. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just one champion. But anyway, that's a little off topic. Let's get into the reasons why this summon event seems to be a lot better than it actually is. So you do have 10 times the chance to get Gorgorab, but you are not going to have an increased chance to get epics or legendaries overall. So when you do go to the actual summoning rates, if you go to your shards here, you'll see that Ancient Shards are still going to have their regular 91.5% chance for rares, 8% chance for epics, and 0.5% chance for legendaries. And Sacreds, of course, will have their same old 94% chance for epics and 6% chance for legendaries. So this is not a double rates event. You are not going to have double the chance of getting epics and legendaries from Ancients. You are not going to have double the chances of getting legendaries from Sacreds. You are only going to have an increased boost to pulling Gorgorab. So the chance of getting epics and legendaries is the same. The only thing that this event influences is when you do pull an epic champion, no matter how you get it from Ancients or Sacreds, the numbers are still the same. When you do get an epic champion, you are now, there's 10 chances that it's going to be a Gorgorab. So I give this example when it comes to RNG a lot. Imagine a bag of marbles. You're pulling from the bag of marbles when you pull epic champions. Every time you pull an epic champion, you pull one marble out of the bag. Now, every marble in the bag is going to represent a different epic champion, but now with this event, they put in 10 marbles into the bag that are Gorgorabs. So now you have 10 chances out of the bag of marbles to pull Gorgorab. However, your chance of actually getting one of those is still going to be the same. Now, another reason why this event seems to be a lot better than it actually is because there are a lot of epic champions in Raid Shadow Legends. Even though the rates are 10x, those of you guys who have been playing the game for a while, you guys know that your chances of actually getting a particular champion, whether it's even a rare, an epic, a legendary, rares are obviously going to be a bit better because you can get them from mystery shards, but it's very difficult to get a champion that you are looking for. You can be a whale, you can spend tons of money on the game and still not have certain epics and legendary champions just because there are so many of them. In fact, I went through and I counted it up. If you go to all the different factions and you count up how many of all the different champions there are, I actually went through here, and it turns out that there are a total of 115 epic champions. So each of the factions, you have 7 plus 9 plus 16 plus 12, 8, 6, 7, 8, 8, 11, 8, 10, and 5 for 115 total epics. So Gorgorab is only going to be one of those epics. That's it. So again, if you have this bag of marbles, you have 115. Now Gorgorab, instead of just being one, you have 10 of them. But there's still 114 other epics that you are competing with. And even though the event is telling you that you have a 10 times chance of actually pulling Gorgorab, with 114 other champions that you are competing with, the chances are still going to be pretty low. So if you get into the math and the numbers behind it, we have 115 total epics. Now the chance of getting an epic from an ancient shard without any boosted rates, which again, this event does not double the chance of getting epics or legendaries from ancient shards. It does not double the chance of getting legendaries from sacred shards. It only affects Gorgorab drops. So you have an 8% or a 1 in 12.5 of getting a epic from an ancient shard. So normally it's going to take 1,437.5 ancient shards in order to get a Gorgorab. That's on average, by the way. This is not if you're lucky, not if you're unlucky. This is the average right here. So 1,437.5. Now with this event, with the 10 times chance to get Gorgorab, you're still going to need an average of 143.75, we'll just say 144 ancient shards on average to get Gorgorab. That's still a lot. So you still need over 100 ancient shards on average. Now, that's a lot of saving up, especially if you are somebody who does not really spend a lot of money on the game. I know I have a lot of ancient shards here, but I have been saving these up for months. This is months and months and months of saving ancient shards. I've only actually done a couple of big summons in Raid Shadow Legends ever since I started playing the game in April. So if you are somebody who doesn't really get a ton of shards, you still need an average of 144, and that is not if you're lucky, not if you're unlucky. So you can see that even though the event is saying that you have a 10 times chance of getting Gorgorab, even with that 10 times chance, because there are just so many epics in the actual pool, it's still going to take a lot of shards. Now the other thing to note is the kind of people who do actually have the resources and are able to buy a bunch of shards, whales, or just people who spend a lot of money on the game, you know, the kind of people who see these offers, which I saw today, let's see, this one right here, the kind of people who buy these offers, I think this is ridiculous. 9 ancients, 3 sacred, 750 gems for $100. Those people are probably already going to have Gorgorab anyway, because they've just done so many summons at this point. They have so many different champions. They're not really going for epics at this point. They're going for specific legendaries. So the kind of people who are buying these really expensive packs, this really isn't going to benefit them either, because they probably already have Gorgorab. And if you are somebody who is more resource, you kind of manage your resources more, you are going to benefit by saving your ancient shards for a different summon event. My recommendation, of course, would be saving your ancients, your voids, and your sacreds for a double rates event. We've had several of them so far, and I'll go into the math and the numbers of what you're going to get by saving them up for a double rates event compared to using them right now. So let's get back to this one right here. So still takes an average of 144 ancients to get a Gorgorab. When we do the math behind the sacred shards, normally it would take an average of 122.3 sacred shards to get a Gorgorab. Now it takes 1 in 12.23. So it still takes an average of between 12 to 13 sacred shards, even with this boost, in order to get a Gorgorab. That is a lot, and I can tell you that there's not a lot of people, especially free to play or people who don't spend a lot of money on the game, not really too many of them have 12 sacred shards just lying around. And I don't know about you guys, but I do not plan on spending $100 for 3 sacred shards and a couple of ancients and gems. So it's still crazy how many summons you need to do, even with an event like this. Now, if you were to take all the shards that you need to summon a Gorgorab with this boosted rates event going on right now, and you were to save them for a double rates event, which is my recommendation, this is what you're going to get out of it. So let's just say that you save 144 ancients for a double rates event, which is really one of the best summoning events in the game. It's fantastic when they do come by. You are going to get, on average, 23 epics instead of the regular 11.5 epics on average that you would get summoning 144 Ancients without a double rates event. So yes, your chances of getting Gorgorab specifically are going to be lower. You are going to get an average of almost 12 extra epics compared to summoning when there's not a double rates event going on. So that's a lot of extra epics, and yes, there are a lot of bad epics in Raid Shadow Legends, but I don't know about you, I would still much rather have 12 extra epics, even though they're not Gorgorab, than spending all my Ancients and all my Sacreds right now just for a still not so great chance at getting an epic champion. Now, if you were to save your Sacreds for a double rates event, you would end up getting, okay, let's go back to Legendary. So not only for epics, but saving your Ancient Shards for a double rates event is also going to get you more Legendaries too. So that's another benefit of saving up. So you're going to get an average of 1.4 Legendaries compared to 0.7 Legendaries. So almost a full extra Legendary on average for free. So that's just another added benefit for saving your shards for a double rates event. And then the Sacreds, of course, same thing as the Ancients. If you save 12 Sacreds for a double Legendary rate event for Sacreds instead of using them to try to get a Gorgorab right now, you're going to get an average of almost a full extra Legendary. So think about it this way. I know it's a little bit of a weird way to think about it, but if you decide to use your Sacred Shards right now to try to get Gorgorab, the chances of you getting Gorgorab, the amount of Sacred Shards that it's going to take you, will on average get you almost a full Legendary for free if you end up saving your Sacreds for a double rates event instead. So I'm throwing a lot of numbers, I'm throwing a lot of math at you guys. I know this might be a little bit hard to keep up with, but the point I'm trying to make is you give up a lot if you decide to summon for Gorgorab right now with this rate up event rather than saving your shards for a different event. If you don't want to save them up for a double rates event, there's still other really good ones. I think double rates is going to be the best one, but you could save them for summon rushes, you could save them for tournaments. I really think that this event that is going on right now, this is bait. They really make it seem like it's a lot better than it actually is, and I feel like, especially as somebody who doesn't spend a lot of money on the game, you are going to benefit tremendously by holding onto your shards for a different event rather than using them right here. So I wanted to just share this info with you guys, kind of go through the math, go through the numbers, tell you guys my reasoning and explanation, and hopefully after watching this video, you guys agree with me. So that's going to be it for the information I'm going to share with you guys today. Hopefully this helped you guys out. And if you guys learned something and this video did help out, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And if you have a quick second as well, dropping a quick like helps out more than you can imagine. Thanks again, everyone. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.